Hello and welcome back. We often talk about building confidence in English, and there's one situation where confidence really matters: a job interview. Today, we're focusing on a question that can make even the most qualified person feel anxious. It's the classic, what is your greatest weakness? We've all been there. You're in the interview, things are going well, and then this question comes. Your mind might go blank, or you think you have to give a perfect answer, like, I'm a perfectionist. But that can sound rehearsed or insincere. On the other hand, if you share a real weakness without thinking, you might worry it will cost you the job. This fear is so common. The good news is, there's a way to answer this question that feels honest, professional, and actually strengthens your position. Alright, now let's listen to how this sounds in real life.
Hey, thanks for meeting me for coffee. I have a second round interview tomorrow and I'm going over some questions. Can I run one by you?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to help. Which one is on your mind?
It's the greatest weakness question. I always freeze. In my last interview, I got so flustered that I said something truly unhelpful.
Oh no. What did you say?
It was for a project coordinator role. I said, well, sometimes I have trouble with deadlines. As soon as I said it, I saw the interviewer's pen stop writing. I didn't get a call back.
Oof, I can imagine. It's so hard in the moment. You feel this pressure to be completely honest, but then you worry that being honest will disqualify you.
Exactly. That's the exact feeling. So now I'm tempted to just use one of those cliche answers. You know, like, I care too much about my work, or I'm too detail-oriented.
You know, I used to think those were safe answers too. But I read an article where a hiring manager said she hears, I'm a perfectionist, so often that it tells her nothing about the candidate. Sometimes it even sounds like they haven't prepared.
Really? So it can actually backfire. That's good to know. But then what's the alternative? I don't want to lie, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot either.
The alternative is what some people call the real weakness, real solution method. It's about being strategically honest.
Strategically honest? I like that phrase. What does it look like?
It means you choose a genuine area you're improving, but you make sure it's not a core, essential skill for that specific job. And the most important part, you immediately explain the concrete steps you're taking to get better.
Okay, so it's a two-part answer. Weakness, then solution. Can you give me a clear example?
Sure. Let's say you're applying for a job as a software developer. The core skills are coding and problem solving. A strategic weakness might be something related to a secondary skill. You could say, one area I've been focusing on is improving my documentation. In the past, I was so eager to solve the next problem that my code comments weren't as thorough as they could be. So, I've started using a specific checklist before I finish any task to ensure my documentation is clear for other team members.
Oh, I see. That's a real thing. Many developers are more focused on the code itself. But by mentioning it, you're showing self-awareness. And by having a checklist, you're showing a systematic way to improve.
Precisely. You're not just stating a problem, you're demonstrating a growth mindset. You're telling them, I identify areas for growth and I take initiative.
It reminds me of a friend of mine. He's a brilliant graphic designer, but terrified of public speaking. In an interview for a design role, he was asked this question. He was so nervous, he said, my greatest weakness is that I'm afraid of this interview right now. The interviewer laughed and it broke the ice.
Well, that's one approach, honest to a fault. But what did he say after that?
He recovered well. He said, more seriously, presenting my work to large groups has been a challenge for me. So I've been working on it by first presenting to my small team, using their feedback, and slowly building up to leading client calls. It's a work in progress, but I'm much more comfortable than I was a year ago.
That's actually a fantastic answer. It's humble, honest, and shows clear progress. The key is that presenting isn't the main job of a designer, but improving at it is a professional plus.
Right. So for my interview tomorrow, it's for a marketing content writer position. I need to think, what's a core skill? Writing, creativity, understanding the audience. So my weakness should be outside of that.
What's something that comes to mind?
Sometimes I can get so focused on the creative part of writing that I don't switch quickly to the analytical side, like looking at performance data for my past articles.
Okay, that's a genuine insight. Now, what's the solution part? What are you doing about it?
Well, I've started blocking out specific time on my calendar, separate from my writing time, just for data review. I also took a short online course on basic content analytics to understand what metrics I should be looking at.
Perfect. Now, put it all together in a concise way.
One skill I'm consciously developing is balancing my creative writing process with data analysis. I enjoy the writing stage so much that I used to delay looking at performance metrics. To improve, I now schedule dedicated time for analytics and recently completed a course to better understand key content metrics, which helps me connect my work to results.
That is an excellent professional answer. It's truthful, it's relevant, and it ends on a strong, positive note about seeking results.
This feels so much better than trying to pretend I have no weaknesses or picking a fake one. Thank you. Okay, let's pause here for a moment. Let's break down the key ideas from our conversation. This method has 3 simple steps.
The first step is to choose the weakness carefully.
Yes, the rule is be honest but be strategic. Ask yourself, what are the 2 or 3 most important skills for this job? Your weakness should not be one of those. Think about a related or secondary skill.
Can you give another example of a strategic choice?
Of course, for a customer service team lead job, core skills are communication, empathy, and problem solving. A strategic weakness might be, I'm learning to delegate more effectively, or I'm getting better at using advanced features in our reporting software. These are real skills a leader needs, but they aren't the absolute core of communication or empathy.
That makes sense. So, step 2 is to state it professionally.
Right, use soft professional language. Instead of I'm bad at, use phrases like one area I'm focusing on is, I'm working to improve my, I've become more aware of my, I'm less comfortable with.
These phrases sound mature and self-aware. And then comes the most important part, the solution.
Exactly. This is what changes everything. You use a transition word to pivot to the positive. Words like, so, to address this, that's why I've started, to improve I now, or I'm working on this by.
And the solution should be concrete, not just I'm trying to get better, but I'm taking an online course. I meet with a mentor weekly. I use a project management app to track my tasks, or I practice by.
Perfect. This shows proactivity. You are telling a mini story of growth. Here was a challenge, and here is how I am overcoming it. That is a quality every employer values.
It also takes the pressure off. You don't have to present yourself as perfect. You just have to present yourself as capable of learning and adapting.
Exactly. Let's listen to the structure one more time. 1. Choose a strategic, non-critical weakness. 2. State it with professional phrasing. 3. Immediately explain your concrete, actionable solution.
It turns a scary question into an opportunity to highlight your professionalism.
It really does. Alright, now let's practice together. We'll build the answer step by step. You can use the table on the screen to connect the start, weakness, transition, and action. Now, let's put a full example together. Repeat after me. One area I'm focusing on is delegating tasks. So, to address this, I now use a project board. I clearly assign owners and deadlines. This helps the whole team. Great, let's try another. I'm working to improve my public speaking. I'm working on this by practicing with a small team. I ask for their honest feedback. This builds my confidence.
Great job. Let's wrap up. Remember, this question isn't a trap. It's about seeing your self-awareness and growth mindset. Feeling nervous is completely normal. Now you have a simple framework. Before an interview, take 5 minutes. Identify the job's core skills, choose a related area you're improving, and think of one concrete action you're taking. Practice the structure: weakness, then solution. This preparation builds confidence. You have the tools. For more confidence-building conversations, please explore our other videos. Thank you for practicing with us today.